And a very pleasant good evening from Torrance, California, as we welcome you to the campus of El Camino College for the 3C2A Men's Volleyball Championship on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. First up, as we are set to go, longtime conference foes renew their rivalry once again as the Irvine Valley College Lasers get set to take on the Orange Coast College Pirates, the third meeting of the season between these two teams. And as we talked with our friend and sports information director at Orange Coast College, Tony Altabelli, he pointed out that in the last 10 years, this is now the 23rd meeting between these two teams. The record between the two teams, 18-4 in favor of Orange Coast College, but 3 of those 4 losses for the Pirates have ended their season in the postseason. So the Lasers come in here having not had the better of it in recent matchups, except in the postseason. As that one off the block and Orange Coast gets going as Sam Warren finishes on the far side to give the Pirates the quick 1-0 lead. Indeed, when we talked to Ryan Windish, the head coach of Irvine Valley College, he fell back to the familiar refrain and said, hey, listen, we know that this is an outstanding team we're playing, but we've been pretty close, even though the sets have all gone to Orange Coast in the first 2 matchups, but we feel like we've been right with them. And we're banking on that it's not easy to beat the same team 3 times in a row. Good start for the Pirates, a couple of quick points to grab the 2-0 lead. As that one off the block of Beamer. And the Pirates efficient on the attack, led by sophomore Will Anderson getting set to serve. Anderson all over the leaderboard at the state level here in the 3C2A. In hitting percentage, in kills, and it only goes on from there. Lasers get it back as they pull back within 2-1, ending the run for the Pirates. Just underway. The Lasers and the Pirates semifinal number 1. Of course, we'll have both semifinals coming up. It's host El Camino taking on the Vikings. In play once again, Friedman looking for the quick set. Lasers scrambling. And they'll just have to send it over. Friedman, again, working it back to Cash Adamson, who's denied. Beamer with a little bit of help from Jaden Churchill. It's a big, imposing front line for the Lasers. And they have 2 of the top 5 in blocks per set on that front line. So this is not an easy lineup to work against. Meanwhile, the first service winner goes to the Lasers. Off the pass of Adamson, and the Lasers have rebounded and taken a quick 3-2 lead. On serve, it's Chillingworth. Good pass. Let the Lasers keep it alive. Working to the far side. Now it's the Pirates scrambling. Long point, and the shot off the block. They go down as a kill as they go back to Churchill. Both these teams predictably effective spreading the ball around on the attack, though statistically Orange Coast really led by Will Anderson. Not so much the case for the Lasers, who have high kill totals across the board among about 5 or 6 different players from about 6 feet back. It's sent over by Stenley. 50-50 ball, and this one won by the Lasers. Friedman trying to keep it alive, but couldn't do it. Good run for the Lasers early, and they have a 5-2 lead. It's 5 straight with Chillingworth on serve. Pass sent back over, but the Pirates able to keep it alive. Now out of system, they'll have to send it over. Blocked again at that front line. Vetter lays out to try and keep it alive, but the whistle comes in. You see Vetter trying to keep that alive, but can't do it, and a timeout taken just underway. Irvine Valley with the 6-2 lead. Set 1, semifinal 1 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Renee Marcellus, Olga Espinoza, our officials for semifinal number 1. Here tonight, the Lasers have the 6-2 lead early. Chillingworth continues on serve. Good pass, and they work it around looking for that back line as they go back to Sam Warren. Warren just fired it long. The run continues. This is exactly how you want to start if you're Ryan Windish and the Lasers. And when blocked at the point again, they have to send it over from the back line. Bump set from Beamer. Stenlund from 6 feet back. Vetter lays out to keep it alive. Warren has it blocked. Pirates back on the attack. Warren takes a step back. Kept alive. Lasers back on the attack from the back line, and that one sent long. The Pirates finally end the run, but not before the Lasers jump out to a 7-3 lead. Huge run for Chillingworth on serve. Substitution for the Pirates. William Rice will check in to replace Jake Diddy. Rice will come on to serve. 7-3 in favor of the Lasers. Jump float from Rice. Back set, they're looking for Churchill off the block. Pirates scrambling. Adamson content to send it over. They'll come back to Stenlund, who takes a little something off. Drops it in front of Friedman. Immediately goes back to the Lasers. Here comes Diddy to replace Rice. Check that. Rice checks out. Vetter back on. 8-3. Serve error. That from Adam Schulte. Pirates get the serve back, trailing at 8-4. Grayson Kling, freshman setter out of Granite Bay High School. And these two teams combined show just one sophomore. But that can be a little bit misleading in these interesting times. As Ryan Windish pointed out, as Kling returns the service error. It's back to a 9-4 lead for the Lasers. As Coach Ryan Windish pointed out, the Lasers return all of their starters from the team that beat the Pirates a year ago in the conference championship. Of course, there was no championship round in the 3C2A a year ago, so the season ended with the conference tournament, but all of those starters returned. So both of these teams, in all likelihood, have more experience than the one sophomore combined might suggest. Yet another service error, and it's 9-5. As Cash Adamson gets ready to serve, and he fires it into the net. 10-5 in favor of the Lasers on the strength of the 7-point run for Colin Chillingworth. Carl Stenlund, leading attacker all season long for the Lasers, fires that one wide. 10-6. Get a good view from behind, and that one hooks well foul. And it's back to 10-6. Again, the third matchup between these two teams, and all 6 sets in the 2 matchups have gone to Orange Coast. So not only have they won the 2 matchups, they've yet to drop a set. Fast start for the Lasers. They work the middle as Kling can't keep it alive. Weinert able to get the finish. 11-6. Side out will send it back to Irvine Valley. Weinert to serve. 5-point lead for Irvine Valley. Hard serve from Weinert, and trouble on the pass. That was in between Adamson and Vetter. Well, really more toward Vetter, and that is a tough ball to handle, and the Lasers have doubled up the Pirates early, 12-6. Weinert ready. Another service error, 12-7. Lasers have the lead. OCC had a big night serving in the first matchup between these two teams with 9 aces to go along with 14 errors en route to the straight set win. That was toned down in the second, where Orange Coast had just 4 aces. So the Lasers made the adjustment, though the Pirates still closed them out in straight sets. Kept alive, but decidedly out of system. And the attempt from the back row goes awry for Churchill. 12-8, that's a rare point on serve for the Pirates early. The Laser work against serve has been on point thus far, en route to the 4-point lead. Floater from Friedman. One sent wide as they try to get Chillingworth involved. As the back set, and Chillingworth sends that one wide. A good read, I should say, from Orange Coast, and they're back within 3. Creeping closer, the lead has been as much as 5. Friedman on serve. Chillingworth, as they set up Beamer, dug out nicely by Vetter. Anderson gets the call. Lasers back on the attack. The bump set. Sent over. Now some trouble on the pass. And the Lasers give up a good opportunity. Working it back to Warren. More good work on the back line for Irvine Valley. But Chillingworth out of system and tries to send it over. Denied by the net. And Chillingworth in this particular matchup has struggled in the first 2 matchups between these two teams. Chillingworth, a freshman out of Foothill High School, still finding his bearings, though his serve run is a big part of the IVC lead. It's 12-10. Timeout on the floor here from El Camino.
Johnston's is proud to be the official exclusive provider of California Community College championship rings and awards. The 3-2 win, watch Johnston.
As you might expect, in the third matchup between teams that know each other very well, both teams struggling somewhat to mount an offense early. 12-10. The hitting percentage for Irvine Valley at .056. Meanwhile, Orange Coast 0-0-0 early on as the Lasers end the run, going back to Chillingworth, who places it just inside in that near side corner to make it 13-10. Lasers back on serve. It's Perez on serve, and a nice job on the pass, and Will Anderson with his first kill. I mentioned Anderson and the gaudy numbers at the state level. 3rd in the state in kills per set, leading the state in overall kills, 1st in hitting percentage, 2nd in aces per set as he gets ready to serve at 13-11. So Anderson has done it all. Schulte with a tremendous pass on the serve. Pirates on the attack, trouble on the set. And an opportunity for Irvine Valley. They'll work the far side. Another dig for Schulte, but sent just wide. Perez can't track it down. Cash Adamson working the far side. Schulte among the leaders in the state all season long in digs. And he does great work on that back line for the Lasers, but can't corral the spike from Adamson. The Pirates are back within 1 at 13-12. Anderson on the serve, sent long. Errors have been an issue for both teams. Irvine Valley with 4, and now with the error on serve from Anderson, OCC has 3 here in set number 1. 2-point game. Warren misfires. Well long. 15-12. Warren appeared to be set up well. It's a 6'4" freshman out of Edison High School. A rare misfire from either of these teams. IVC back out to a 3-point cushion. Adamson tools the block. Working against Churchill one-on-one. 15-13. Rice returns for Jake Diddy for OCC. First championship round here in the 3C2A for men's volleyball since 2019. As they're back at it, Stenland tries to dump. But the Pirates return the favor with Zach Weston. The redirect just inside the line, 15-14. Crafty from Zach Weston. Back to a 1-point game. Rice on serve. Tries the near side. Service error. IVC now leading at 16-14 as better returns for Rice. Schulte will serve for IVC, leading it by 2. Vetter with some trouble on the pass. They bump for Adamson, sliding middle off of Schulte. Adamson saves the day for Orange Coast. Having some trouble off the serve from Schulte. But it ends up being a solid bump set as Darius McCraven checks in for the first time tonight for OCC, back to a 1-point game. Lasers have led by as many as 5. Grayson Kling will serve for Orange Coast. The lefty serve, Chillingworth with the pass. They back set looking for Churchill, blocked at the point. One-handed set, joust ball. Weston able to dig it out. They go back to Adamson. A lot of Cash Adamson in this first set. Will Anderson on the floor, but the Pirates shaking things up. And Ryan Windish talked about Will Anderson, asked him point blank about the season that Anderson's had and what do you do to prepare for that. And he said, don't be misled entirely by the numbers. Part of the reason that Anderson has such gaudy numbers is that one off the block for Weinert. Wins it back for the Lasers, who retake the lead at 17-16. Part of the reason that you see such gaudy numbers for Anderson is how efficient and effective he is. But that should not be taken to mean that the Pirates have any problem running the offense through any number of players. They will look for gaps wherever they can find them. And so it's not all going to run through Anderson. And indeed, we've seen a lot of Cash Adamson, second on the team in kills here in set number 1, to good effect. This time they work the middle with Weston. Tied at 17. This is just set number 1 in semifinal number 1. But get ready for a lot more of this. Mentioned that the last championships were 3 years ago, but to many it might seem as though no time has passed at all. Here we are 3 years later. It's the same 4 teams back in the championship round, with El Camino and Long Beach coming up later. Chillingworth from the back row fires it long. The Pirates have their first lead since 2-0. Back to 18-17 with Cash Adamson on serve. Adamson leans into it off the tape. Chillingworth with the dig. Stenland has it blocked, but dug out by Churchill. They'll work it back to Churchill, who has to bump it open. Back set and hammered home by McCraven. 2-point lead for Orange Coast. In the second matchup between these two teams, or I should say, going back to the quarterfinal win for Orange Coast over Moore Park, it was McCraven who was second on the team in kills in the matchup, trailing only Anderson. Stenlund from about 6 feet back. That's sent wide. It's 2017. Does Ryan Windish think about a timeout? The Lasers appear to be reeling. The Pirates have made some nice adjustments after they trailed an early 7-2. They've come back to take their largest lead of set number 1 at 20-17. Adamson will continue on serve. Chillingworth with the pass. That one appeared to be off the post. Griffin Book, who has come on, sends it wide as they set on the near side. Timeout on the floor. Orange Coast 21-17 closing in on set number 1 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Who lead it 21-17. And the attack comes from the back row with Stenlund. Lasers having difficulty with the work of Adamson. Quick set in the middle, and Weston hammers it home to run the lead to 5. It's a 6-0 run for the Pirates, who now lead at 22-17. Adamson into the tape. That breaks the run, but now it's the Lasers who will need something fairly dramatic. They're running out of time in set number 1, trailing at 22-18. Adamson has been the story early on for Orange Coast with 5 kills in this opening set. A hitting percentage of .571. 22-18. Stenlund on serve. This one's coming back my way. A little trouble for Adamson on the pass. Stenlund with the floater. And Tyler Vetter tried to play it over to me. That's not a good idea. I will just let you know that ahead of time. Stenlund, 22-19 into the net. Serve errors on both sides. It's been something of a non-story as both teams have struggled, though the numbers are certainly not where either coach would want. That's the 5th service error in the opening set for the Lasers, offset by 4 serve errors for Orange Coast. 23-19, the Pirates 2 points away. Manning Lemoyne on serve. Back set and off the block attempt of Kling. Book that time able to get the kill. Took just enough off, working it back to the middle. Kling couldn't get a clean look. Weinert on serve. The Lasers trail it 23-20. Weinert, 6'4" freshman out of Dana Hills. The pass from Anderson back to Anderson, kept alive by Beamer. The one-timer from Book dug out by McCraven. And the call going against the Pirates. Weinert back on serve as the Lasers get the points. This was the McCraven attempt. No, it's net contact. Okay. Yeah, Anderson and Diddy teaming up on the block, and hard to say which one, but there was net contact, and the Lasers get the points. I should say the point, and they're back within 2. 23-21, Weinert on serve. Kling setting up Anderson, who drops the hammer. Well, they haven't gone to Anderson a lot here in this first set, but it's his second kill and a huge point as the Pirates now lead at 24-21. They can try to close it out right here with Friedman on serve. Josh Friedman, a freshman setter out of Corona Del Mar High School. Friedman jumps into it. Stenland on the pass. They work the middle with Beamer. Beamer making the transition from outside to middle this season, leading the state in blocks. He's a great leaper, and that time he used it to good effect on offense as they got the good pass and the quick set. Back within 2 at 24-22. Pirates looking to close it out with Perez on serve for the Lasers. Vetter. And they work it in the middle with Diddy. Diddy off the block. The Pirates grab set number 1, 25-22. We'll rejoin you for set number 2. You're watching the 3C2A Men's Volleyball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. A look back at recent volleyball championships here, and the recent list of champions, which certainly includes the teams here tonight. OCC with a championship back in 2017, Long Beach City College taking home the championship in 2016 and 19, in between LA Pierce in 2018. But these teams here tonight appearing all over that championship ledger, and a look back at some of the dramatic moments in recent years as we have had the great privilege to cover this event. Always exciting, and we're off to a good start here with a tight set number 1 that goes to Orange Coast 25-22. That is 7 straight sets for Orange Coast over IVC this year. But so often, the set incredibly close. In that one, the Lasers grabbed the early lead at 7-2. They led throughout most of that first set before the Pirates stormed back late to take it. One thing in our conversation with a couple of the coaches this week, talking about the role of their role this weekend, and talking about that, hey, the adjustments have to happen in the match, and it has to happen on the floor. These coaches put a lot of trust in these teams to adjust to what they're seeing from the other team as the set goes on. And the timeouts, of course, play a part. We can talk about the adjustments that they see. But the ability to adjust on the fly, on the floor, is really going to tell the story, especially when you get down to 4 teams that are this close in talent level. It's going to be a very fine line that defines who's going to come out of here both tonight and then, of course, on Saturday night for the championship, and who ultimately wins this thing. Getting ready for set number 2. IVC comes out with Weinert, Chillingworth, Churchill, Beamer, Perez, and Schulte. Meanwhile, Orange Coast with Diddy, Anderson, and Warren. Vedder along with Adamson and Josh Friedman. Mike, I'm getting echo. Chillingworth has that one sent back. Point will go to the Pirates on the set. OCC grabs the 1-0 lead. Friedman on serve. Stenlin with the pass. Perez from the back row and sent just long. Stenlin came flying in from the back row. Pirates grab the 2-0 lead. Friedman with the float. Perez across. And another one sent long from Churchill. No, Churchill did catch the line. Just on that back line. So Jaden Churchill ends the run. 2-1. And Chillingworth will serve. The pass from Anderson sends it over. The Lasers on the attack. They'll go back to Churchill. And Churchill again finds the corner. 2-all. Jaden Churchill, 6'7" freshman out of Morro Bay High School. And Churchill has stepped into a bigger role with the injury earlier this season to Caden Perkins. He has come on nicely. Trouble on the dig as Warren gets the kill for the Pirates. Back out in front, 3-2. Here's Will Anderson. Anderson with a couple of kills in the first set. The hitting percentage at .286, and that's lower than he's been in the first two matchups between these two teams. Bump set from Chillingworth. And point will go to the Pirates as Churchill tried to send it over. 4-2. That one made contact with the antenna on the far side. So Churchill gives it back to Friedman. Should say Anderson on the serve. Beamer blocked by Diddy. Well, Beamer's done that so many times this season. One of the leaders in blocks all season long. But that time it's Diddy with the denial. 3-point run for the Pirates, and they lead at 5-2. Trying to grab a stranglehold on this one early if they could take the first two sets. Anderson. I believe Anderson had a foot on the line on that serve. So the violation gives it back to the Lasers at 5-3. Schulte will serve. Adam Schulte, the freshman libero out of Servite High School. From 6 feet back, Adamson has that one dug out by Perez, the one-timer from Churchill. And it's Anderson with the dig. They'll go back to Adamson. Set to the middle. Churchill trying for the back line, and, well, it's off the block. So not sure if he got it or not, but either way, it's off the Pirates. Churchill gets another kill, and it's 5-4. Take it to the replay as Diddy sliding over. Back set looking for Warren. Chillingworth with a terrific dig. Pirates back on the attack from the back row. Dropping the hammer, it's Anderson. Will Anderson. I mean, when you create lanes for this guy, forget about it. That's a nice pick to be able to run with Will Anderson in the back line. 6-4. And Rice will serve. Saw him a couple of times in the first set. Looking for that near sideline, just wide, 6'5", and we'll see Rice come out and Diddy come back in. Quick substitution. Obviously Rice, freshman setter out of Hemet. Serve specialist, 6'5". Is Diddy back on? Churchill will serve. Sent long by Churchill, 7-5. Pirates back out in front by 2 as Grayson Kling will return. So it's Anderson, Vetter, and Kling in the back row. McCraven, Weston, and Adamson up front for Orange Coast. Kling, the lefty. Schulte with the pass. Back set. Churchill coming up from the back row. So Jaden Churchill with another kill. It's been primarily Churchill here in set number 2 on that far side for IVC. Churchill in the back line with Perez, Chillingworth, Weinert up front, Schulte, and Stenland round out the 6 on the floor for IVC. Off the tape, but played nicely. Quick set in the middle, and Weston with the kill again. 8-6. Orange Coast. This all starts with Adamson handling a very difficult serve, but gets them into system very quickly, and that allows them to attack middle with Weston. 8-6. Perez looking for Chillingworth. Give and go from the back row, and off the block. Net violation. So Chillingworth able to play it off the block, but the net violation erases it. The point goes to Orange Coast. Yeah, that's a great angle there. Terrific job, guys. Really off the post. For Chillingworth, trying to squeeze that inside the line. Meanwhile, a break for the Pirates on the serve by Adamson. And Orange Coast pushes the lead to 10-6. Grabbing control early in set 2. They took set number 1, 25-22. Adamson, who had a long run on serve in set 1. Perez looking for Churchill, who sends it into the Pirate bench. Well, we saw that in the first set. A rare misfire for the Pirates, and that time Churchill gets in the air, appears to be set up well, but partially whiffs on it and sends it into the OCC bench. 11-6 OCC here in set 2. It's the 3C2A championships here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Pirates have revved up the offense here as this match has progressed. Talked about the slow start for both teams in hitting percentage, but now you look midway through set 2 and the hit percentage at .316 for Orange Coast. So getting back to a number that Pirate fans are accustomed to seeing. Some good adjustments for Orange Coast. Meanwhile, the Lasers still struggling somewhat at 0.73 on the hit percentage as they trail by 5. Trying to go back to Chillingworth. And Chillingworth sends it wide, 12-6. The Pirates have doubled up the Lasers. And danger mounting for the Lasers, who are already down 1-0. They've dug themselves a hole in set number 2 as Donovan Cadino comes on for the first time. Schulte able to dig out the serve, but the attack comes from the back with Churchill. Easy pass. Anderson fires it home. Will Anderson warming to the task. Just the 3rd kill. They've used him sparingly, but he's been typically effective. Serve from Adamson long, 13-7. Lasers going to need a run. As the freshman Trevor Weinert gets ready to serve out of Dana Hills High School. Get a look at Weinert. Slightly undersized as a middle blocker at 6'4", but he's a little bit quicker. He's very savvy. Misfires on the serve. Pirates go back up 14-7. But it underscores an interesting point with this laser front line that both Weinert and Beamer are in the top 5 in blocks per set, but they do it in very different ways. Beamer, a tremendous athlete and a great leaper. Meanwhile, Weinert, a little bit undersized, but very smart and uses quickness to the same end. Shows that there's a few ways that you can get it done. Serve error. Lasers back within 6 at 14-8. Donovan Gadino will serve. Gadino has seen extensive action this season as a setter all season long alongside Andrew Perez, as the two have shared duties for much of the season. Joust ball, and it goes to the Lasers. Net contact. Gadino will serve. 14-9. IVC within 5 as Gadino, a freshman out of Trabuco Hills, will get ready to serve into the net. 15-9 OCC. Creeping closer, they maintain the 6-point cushion. Looking to go up 2-0. Freshman Josh Friedman, 6'3", out of Corona Del Mar High School, will get ready to serve. Looking for that near sideline. Back-to-back serve errors. Lasers trail at 15-10. Chillingworth will serve. Better with the pass. Back set from Friedman. Up the line with Anderson. And he missed it wide. They set up Anderson as you see Stenlund getting up for the block. And you see the size with Beamer moving over, but Stenlund extremely tall on the outside, and Anderson's really got to work around that length. That time misfires. Lasers get another point. They're within 3 at 15-12 with Colin Chillingworth, the freshman out of Foothill High School, ready to serve. Hard serve working on Vetter. Friedman on the run. Able to set it up on the far side, and Warren plays it off the block. Good job by Friedman. They're not really out of system, just scrambling a little bit, but Friedman on the move with a terrific set. Yeah, when you look at the court, it's a little bit deceptive, and we should make the point here that that blue area, that is out of play, as I'm being told. It's a white line at the front of that blue area in the back of the court. That is the outline for those following the action here, watching with us. So it's not easy to pick up, as it's a little different look. Nonetheless, Schulte goes to the floor but keeps it alive. Block up front on the attempt from Churchill to work it to the other side. Stenlund takes a little bit off. Bump set from the back row, and Anderson does the job from about 8 feet back. What a luxury to have a guy like Will Anderson playing in the back row. When you're out of sorts, as was the case, but you could still set Anderson in that back row and let him come up with something to end the run. OCC back up 4, Rice on to serve. Stenlund with the pass. They have to play it back off the net. A little trouble for Stenlund. Gadino tried for the one-arm set. Against the net, couldn't get it done. The Pirates lead it 18-13, timeout on the floor. You're watching the 3C2A Volleyball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. set to serve. Orange Coast leading it 1-0. Continues to work on Stenland on the back row. They work it across to Churchill. And Churchill just inside the line. Another kill for Jaden Churchill. Far and away the leader. He's got 7 on 18 total attacks so far tonight. The next highest total for IVC is 2 with Weinert, Book, and Chillingworth. So it's been a lot of Jaden Churchill, and obviously that is the matchup they're looking to exploit. They're within 4. Again, a good pass. The shot sent wide. They tried to work it to Weston on the far side, 18-15. Blazers looking for a run, trailing by 3 with Griffin Book, 6'6" freshman out of Coronado High School. Vetter. Friedman setting up Warren, and Warren drops it inside the line. The hammer from Sam Warren. That ends the run, 19-15. Grayson Kling, Dearius McCraven back on for OCC. Travis Turner now goes with the front line of Adamson, Weston, and McCraven. Keeping Anderson on the back line, and that's not unheard of by any stretch for Orange Coast. Will Anderson, very versatile. Off the tape, but played nicely by Stenland. They'll go back to Stenland. Vetter down to his knees, tries to keep it alive, but the point will go to IVC. 19-16. Stenland gets the point off the violation, and now he'll serve. Stenland has led the way statistically for IVC this season, averaging 2.64 kills per set. We haven't seen a whole lot of him here tonight. He's been on the back row quite a bit as well. Quick set for Weston in the middle. Vetter with a terrific pass. And then you see the quick set from Kling. No chance to really react defensively for IVC, and Weston takes full advantage. 20-16. Pirates lead it by 4. Schulte digs it out. Godino looking for Chillingworth. That one wide. 21-16. McCraven, great job on the shot there. You can see that one missing by several inches. And the big body, the long arms of McCraven playing back toward the middle. That's a small window for Chillingworth. Can't find it. The serve from Adamson is long. 21-17. Weinert will serve. Vetter, Adamson, and Anderson on the back line for the Pirates. 21-17. Weinert with the floater. Playing the back set from McCraven. That one's sent back by the net. Much here is McCraven. This is with a head of steam and just a little too much tape. (21-19). Timeout taken. Travis Turner wants to talk it over here in set number 2. Pirates lead it by 3. They lead it 1-0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Blazers trail it by 3 here in set number 2. First set went to OCC 25-22. Third matchup of the season between these two teams. The Lasers trying to end the Pirate season for the 3rd year in a row. They They could do it with a win here tonight, but they're in a hole. Down a set and trailing in set number 2. Weinert leans into the serve. Anderson with the pass. Kling back to Anderson. Drops it in front of Stenlund. Will Anderson. That's a tremendous adjustment by Will Anderson. You think of a player like that and you just assume that it's going to be a steady diet of fastballs, but that's a heady play. Anderson clearly takes a little something off of the good lane, and Stenlund just can't make that kind of reaction. Drops it in front. 22-18. You don't have to take a ton off, just a little bit can throw things off. A little trouble on the pass. Chillingworth from 10 feet back. Adamson lays out to keep it alive. McCraven tries the cross court, sends it wide. 22-19. The Pirates with the 3-point lead. They're 3 points away. Godino. Seen more action in set number 2 as the setter for the Lasers coming on for Perez. But the Lasers having some difficulty mounting a consistent attack against this Pirate defense. The hitting percentage at .039 as of the last time out. Adamson with the pass. Beamer with the block, able to keep it alive. Godino sends it to the back line. Kling with the set coming in from the back. It's Adamson kept alive. 50-50 ball and net contact, I believe. Going against the Lasers, that's a big point for the Pirates, who creep that much closer at 23-19. Yeah, seeing the replay there, and it's the elbow from Chillingworth that gets the net. 23-19. Josh Friedman back on serve for the Pirates. Floater in front, dug out. Beamer tries the one-timer. Friedman lays out, but Beamer back on the far side with a little help from Chillingworth with the block. 23-20, but the Lasers running out of time. They need a run. They'll look to get it from Colin Chillingworth, who is set to serve. Chillingworth goes to Vetter. Vetter, as they look to set up Anderson, who finishes. 24-20. They're going to the closer, Will Anderson. Fifth kill, I should say, for Anderson against 2 errors. Pulls them within 1 at 24-20. Now Anderson, one of the better servers in the state. Off the tape, Stenlund keeps it alive, but over the net, Adamson with the easy finish drops it down to give the Pirates a 2-0 lead here in semifinal number 1. You are watching the 3C2A Men's Volleyball Championship on the Bay Area Online Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. Set number 3, semifinal number 1, IVC and OCC on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And the Lasers struggled on the attack in the second matchup between these two teams. The hitting percentage was .155, but here tonight that trend has continued in the wrong direction. If you're a Laser fan, through 2 sets, the hitting percentage is .038 for the Lasers, and the Pirates have taken advantage, taking the first 2 sets and the first point of set number 3. And as you would expect with these teams that have been so very good all season long, that's a departure for the Lasers, to be sure. These are 4 of the top 5 teams in the state in hitting percentage on the season. So the Lasers are a decidedly efficient offense under normal conditions. Game tied at 1 off the error. Chillingworth set to serve. Anderson with the pass. They'll look for Adamson. Plays it off the block of Beamer and Churchill. Take you back to the finish. After trouble on the pass, goes too long, and alert. Adamson at the net, able to get to that ball before the Lasers can set on defense at all, and finishes it off for set number 2. Perez back on. The bump dug out. They'll go back to Adamson. Good dig from Perez on the back line, but it's sent out of play. The point will go to the Pirates, who lead it 3-1. As Jake Diddy will serve. Diddy, freshman middle blocker out of Granite Bay High School, along with Grayson Klink. Serve from Diddy, sent long, 3-2. Lasers within 1. All 4 teams here tonight emerged in straight sets in the quarterfinals. So they all come in rolling, as you might expect. Really, these 4 teams, along with San Diego Miramar, among the leaders at the top in men's volleyball this season for much of the year. Stenland off the block. What a dig by Vetter. Anderson tries to loop it over into the net. 3-3. Actually, it was Beamer, as Anderson did get it just over the tape, but Beamer right there with the block. Beamer has that combination of the great leaping ability, but the anticipation is outstanding as well. Quick adjustment, so important. Making blocks. Adamson on the far side. This time it's Chillingworth who lays out. They'll go back to Stenland, who sends it long. That was a tremendous effort by Colin Chillingworth to keep it alive. Stenland has had a quiet night. Just 2 kills. Go with 4 errors. The Pirates have done a great job against Stenland, who really leads this offense. 4-3. Grayson Kling on serve. One-timer from Weston, who does a great job staying off the net. Zach Weston having a tremendous night. 6 kills and 6 attacks. That's as good as it gets for Zach Weston out of Yorba Linda High School. Perez back set looking for Churchill. Tries to play it off the block, but sends it wide. That's a great read. Adamson working on that far side. Able to stay away from the block. The Pirates have doubled up the Lasers early at 6-3. Looking to close it out in straight sets and make their way to Saturday. Schulte over near the stands. What an effort by Churchill, keeps it alive. Pirates back on the attack. Adamson softly off the block. Whistle comes in, and they're going to catch Adamson. So the violation on Cash Adamson. Travis Turner wants an explanation. Not sure he was satisfied with it, but he got it. 6-4. Churchill into the net, 7-4. So back to the Pirates, leading it by 3, and now Cash Adamson will get ready to serve. He is a 6'6" freshman, outside hitter out of Sequel High School. Adamson jumps in. Trouble on the pass again on that back line, Stenlund. These teams so very similar across the board in so many ways, but if there is one difference statistically, OCC has been one of the stronger teams on serve, even in comparison to the other 3 teams here this weekend. Back set for Book. Better. What a dig by Schulte. Working across to Stenlund, rejected. Weston and McCraven with the block. 9-4. Pirates go deeper into the bench. As a general rule, and fatigue, if you expect it to be a factor at all, will likely have more of an impact on the Lasers. We're only in set number 3, but the block gives the Pirates a 9-4 lead. Keep it here, down to about 20 seconds. Set the lineup for you. As they come out with Adamson, Anderson, and Klink, along with McCraven and Weston, and Vetter.
For more information on each team sponsor and the shot fundraising today, visit eachteamsponsor.com.
Adamson will serve. Chillingworth, along with Schulte, Book, and Stenlund, with Beamer and Perez for the Lasers. Adamson into the tape. The error ends the run. Lasers within 4 at 9-5 as Carl Stenlund will get ready to serve. Stenlund in his 2nd year with Irvine Valley, a bounce back out of Long Beach State. Took advantage of the most recent offseason. With Ryan Windish, said that he's gotten a little stronger. Craven skies and then hammers it home for the Pirates. Dearius McCraven. Not much chance when you pair that kind of leaping ability with a solid set in system. That was all flowing for the Pirates. 10-5. Getting back to Stenlund. He's gotten a little bit stronger and really emerged to lead this team offensively. Perez with the bump set, looking for Chillingworth against 4 hands sent back. Back to Chillingworth, backs off a little bit, blocked. Working against Diddy and McCraven. 11-5 in favor of the Pirates. And they kept trying Chillingworth on the near side. And that time even Anderson slid over. And there was simply no lane for Colin Chillingworth. Stenlund with the pass. Tremendous dig. They'll try McCraven. Takes a little something off. Beamer there on the block. 11-6, I believe. Yeah, 11-6. Schulte will serve. Floater from Schulte. Anderson on the give and go. Well, if only Will Anderson could set to himself, he could have taken care of the business all on his own. It's a great pass, and then he finishes as well. Gets the kill. 12-6. Give the assist to Kling, who will check out. 12-6. Trouble on the pass for the Lasers again. Stenlund just has to send it over. In the middle to Diddy. Stenlund digs it out from the back row. Book trying to find the back line and does. 12-7. Griffin Book. That's a great angle. You can see it there on the inside of the line. That's a tremendous effort from Griffin Book. Haven't seen a lot of Book in the first couple of matchups with these teams. That's his third kill on the night. 12-7. Back to Warren. Off the block. Sam Warren finishes for the Pirates, 13-7. Side out will send Will Anderson to the line to serve. A reminder coming up, host El Camino in semifinal number 2 taking on Long Beach City College. That one off the tape. Point going to the Pirates. No. So it's a point to Irvine Valley. Okay. Initially seemed to indicate toward Orange Coast. Couldn't quite follow that one. Chillingworth on serve. Foot fault called on Chillingworth. So the teams trade violations on serve, 14-8. Orange Coast back out in front. Rice back on to serve for the Pirates. Rice so far tonight, a couple of serve errors. Stenlund gonna have to play it himself. Rice with the dig. Bump set, looking for Adamson. Looking for Stenlund. Tries to loop it over the block. Friedman keeps it alive. Blocked by Weinert. Looking for Adamson, and Weinert well positioned for the block, 14-9. That's a great job scrambling by the Lasers, who had trouble with the initial serve from Rice. They were out of system, but managed to defend, get themselves back into the point, and ultimately Weinert with the block. The error for Weinert gives the point right back. Orange Coast leading at 15-9. Looking for a straight sets win here if they can wrap up set number 3. Grayson Kling back on to serve. So Kling and Vetter with Anderson in the back row. I mentioned that Anderson in the back row, not something that you would automatically assume that you were going to see a lot with a leading attacker. Quick set for Weston. Chillingworth with the dig. Beamer has to one-time it, but it's blocked. Weston and Adamson there. But again, in the second matchup between these two teams, Anderson had 7 digs. And through 2 sets tonight, he had 6 more. So he is clearly very effective in the back row as a defender. Chillingworth goes low, able to pass the serve. Book, partial whiff, but he does drop it inside the line. Griffin Book having an outstanding night, but it's been few and far between for the Lasers on the attack. 16-10, Book to serve. Quick set for Weston. Schulte with good anticipation. Stenlund has that one partially blocked. Adamson trying to play the dink, but the Lasers were there with Stenlund and Beamer able to redirect for the point. 16-11. Book will continue on serve. The Lasers had a long run early in set number 1, but they haven't had one since. They have not been able to generate any kind of momentum against the Pirates after that very early run that saw them take the lead in set number 1 before the Pirates came back to take that set 25-22. Stenlund on the pass. Perez will go back to Stenlund. And a appeared to be a joust ball. Kling tries to keep it alive. The Lasers really didn't make a play for it. Instead, it was Kling who tried to redirect, but couldn't do it, so the Lasers get the point anyway, 17-12. Stenlund will serve. Stenlund out of Beckman High School. Serve long from Stenlund, 18-12. Pirates up 6. On to serve, it's Manning Lemoyne, freshman libero out of Folsom High School. Going after Stenlund. Chillingworth from 6 feet back, able to get the kill. Mentioned that Chillingworth has been well defended in the matchups all season long by the Pirates. And here tonight, the Pirates have worked hard to take him out of the offense. Trouble on the set for McCraven, who has to send it over. Chillingworth off the block. Takes a step back from the net. 3-point run for the Lasers. 18-14 as Schulte will serve. Well, that was rare trouble on the set for the Pirates on that last point. Anderson dug out, bumped over by Chillingworth. They fake middle, go to Anderson, finds the corner on the near side. 19-14, substitutions coming on. Warren and Kling off as Friedman, I should say McCraven and Kling off, Warren and Friedman on. And Friedman, third in the state in assists per set, will get ready to serve at 19-14. Weinert has that one blocked. Anderson and Warren there. 2014, timeout taken. OCC trying to close it out. You're watching the 3C2A Volleyball Championships here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Josh Friedman will continue on serve for the Pirates, leading at 20-14. Here in set number 3, they lead at 2-0. Friedman floats the near side. Chillingworth with the pass. They work to the back row with Book, and Book inside the line again. Huge third set for Griffin Book. But the Lasers right now trading points for the most part and trailing by 5. That's not going to keep them alive for much longer. Andrew Perez will serve. Floater on the near side. Anderson handles it. They go back to Anderson. Again, working that give and go of sorts as Anderson from the back row gets the back set from Friedman. Starts with a great pass, as we've talked about. And when you can make the good pass, the lanes are often there. You can get into your set that much faster. So hard to set up defensively. Book trying to work the near side, fires it wide, 22-15. The Pirates creeping closer. They can sense it now. 3 points away from a spot in the championship Saturday night. Anderson set to serve. Schulte lays out. That's a terrific pass from the back row. Stenlund has that one partially blocked. The Pirates back on the attack. Adamson sliding to his right. Fires it home, 23-15. Cash Adamson, who carried the load early and has kept right on going. His 9th kill to lead the Pirates, along with Will Anderson. Anderson on serve. Sent over on the pass. One-timer again. Diddy can't quite find the handle. 20. Well, okay, they're going to say that this was off of IVC, so off the block. Okay. Yeah, our officials, again, conferring on that one. And ultimately making the determination. Good pass from Schulte. Lasers trying to stay alive. Book off the block. Vetter with the bump set. Warren from about 5 feet back. Net contact on the Lasers. Will finish it. The Pirates move on to Saturday. 25-15 OCC. Emphatic in set number 3. A straight set win. And they are on to Saturday night. We'll step aside. We're going to rejoin you. Get you ready for set number 2, I should say for matchup number 2. That'll be Long Beach City College and El Camino College coming up. You are watching the 3C2A Volleyball Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Bay Area Online Sports Network.